You know what truly destroys a man? Not bullets. Not failure, not even heartbreak. It's when he gives his heart to the wrong person and slowly loses himself without noticing. Maybe you've been there. You try to be a good man. You try to show love, loyalty, and protection, because that's what a real man does. Right? But one day you wake up and realize you no longer recognize the guy in the mirror. Your peace? Gone. Your confidence? Crushed. Your purpose? Forgotten. And the worst part? It didn't happen overnight. It happened small, quietly, hidden behind love. A woman with a toxic heart doesn't come into your life as a hurricane. She comes as a soft breeze, gentle enough to be trusted, yet strong enough to slowly tear you apart. At first, you think, she's just emotional. She just loves me too much. She change. I can help her. But the longer you stay, the more you sacrifice your time, your boundaries, your freedom, your inner peace. The ancient Stoics believed that a man's greatest wealth is his tranquility, his unshakable center. Anything that threatens that inner peace must be questioned. So, today I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Is she uplifting your life or draining the life out of you? Is she protecting your peace or destroying it to own you? Because real love doesn't keep you anxious. It doesn't make you feel guilty for choosing yourself. And it never demands that you shrink your world just to make one person happy. In this video, we're diving into 8 dangerous signs that reveal when a woman isn't loving you. She's controlling you, manipulating you, possessing you. And if even one of these signs feels familiar, it's time to wake up before you lose everything that makes you. You stay with me. This might be the video that saves your future. Sign number 1. She lacks empathy. There's a kind of pain that doesn't come from shouting or anger. It comes from silence. Imagine this. You're going through one of the hardest moments of your life. You're stressed, confused, maybe even scared. And the one person you expect to show up for you, the one who claims to care about you, simply doesn't. She's there physically sitting right beside you. But emotionally, she feels 1,000 miles away. A toxic woman doesn't know how to comfort you when you're hurting. Not because she can't, but because she doesn't care enough to try. When you share your struggles, she rolls her eyes, changes the topic, or tells you to just get over it. When you're emotionally drained, she becomes annoyed instead of supportive. When you need her the most, she disappears. You start to feel foolish for having feelings at all. And here's what's dangerous. You begin to believe that you are the problem, that your emotions are too much, that pain should be swallowed, not shared. But that's not love. That's emotional abandonment. Real care shows up when things get hard. Genuine love hears the tremble in your voice and chooses to stay. Stoicism teaches us that we should control our emotions, yes, but it also reminds us of something equally important. We are human, we feel, and we deserve connection. Even the strongest person in the world needs someone who can understand their heart. Ask yourself this: when you fall, does she help you stand? Or does she stand and watch? A woman who lacks empathy will always make you feel alone, even inside a relationship. You can share a home, a bed, even a life, and still feel like a stranger beside her. Your feelings matter, your struggles deserve acknowledgement, and the right partner will never make you apologize for being human. So if you are constantly met with coldness, distance, or indifference, recognize that for what it is, a sign she is incapable of loving you the way you deserve. Because love without empathy is not love at all. Sign number 2. She always plays the victim. A toxic woman has one favorite role in life: the victim. He lied to me. He used me. He broke my heart. Everyone was wrong. Everyone hurt her, and she? She was simply the innocent one who tried her best. But look closer. If every single person she's been with ends up being the villain, maybe the problem isn't them. A woman who always plays the victim avoids accountability at all costs. She doesn't reflect. She doesn't learn. She doesn't grow. Instead, she rewrites every memory so she can keep her halo perfectly polished. And here's where it gets dangerous for you. When she makes a mistake, she twists the story until you feel guilty. When she hurts you, somehow you end up apologizing. When she disappoints you, suddenly you are the bad guy. She uses sympathy like a weapon. She cries to control. She suffers to manipulate. And slowly you start carrying the weight of her drama, her insecurities, her wounds. Even the wounds she refuses to heal. This kind of woman doesn't want a partner. She wants a rescuer. Someone to fix her loneliness, validate her narrative, take responsibility for her emotions. And no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. Because victims don't want solutions. They want attention. Stoic philosophy teaches us. Then she is not unlucky, she is toxic. And if you keep trying to save her, you will drown with her. The right woman will own her choices. She will learn from her past. Protect your peace. Don't let someone else's blame become your burden. Sign number 3. She controls you with guilt. There are many forms of control in relationships. Some are loud, yelling, threats, anger, but the most dangerous kind is silent. A toxic woman doesn't need to shout to dominate you. She uses something far more powerful, guilt. Maybe she gives you that quiet, disappointed stare. Maybe she sighs and says, "It's okay, I guess," even though you both know it's not. Maybe she pulls away, stops talking, stops smiling, just to make you panic and chase her approval. She doesn't say, "Do what I want," instead. She makes you afraid of what happens if you don't. You cancel plans with friends because she might get upset. You change your habits because you don't want to trigger her mood. You start walking on eggshells, second-guessing every word you say. At first, it feels like love. You think, "I just want to make her happy." But soon you realize something darker. You are no longer acting from love, but from fear. And love that comes from fear isn't love anymore, it's manipulation. A woman who controls through guilt will never ask directly. She wants you to feel that you owe her everything. Your time, your attention, your sacrifice. If you give her 90%, she asks where the other 10% went. If you give her everything, she still say it's not enough. You begin to lose yourself, your freedom, friendships, dreams, all to keep her satisfied. But the truth is, she will never be satisfied. Stoicism teaches us the importance of inner peace, boundaries, and self-respect. A relationship should challenge you to grow, not shrink you into someone unrecognizable. So ask yourself, do you feel anxious when she's unhappy? Do you apologize even when you did nothing wrong? Do you change your life just to avoid her disappointment? If the answer is yes, then guilt has become the chain that keeps you trapped. And that is not a partnership. That is emotional control. You deserve someone who communicates openly, not someone who punishes you with silence. Someone who supports your happiness, not someone who uses sadness as a weapon. Remember, a healthy woman inspires you to be your best. A toxic one convinces you that you're never enough unless you obey. Free yourself from the fear of letting her down. Because the moment you stop living for someone else's approval is the moment you begin living for yourself again. Sign number 4, she is addicted to drama. Some people wake up in the morning hoping for a peaceful day. A toxic woman wakes up hoping for a story. She thrives on chaos, the arguments, the tears, the emotional roller coaster, because to her, calm feels boring, and drama makes her feel alive. You forget to text back for 1 hour. It becomes proof that you don't love her. You look tired. She says you're no longer attracted to her, a harmless comment. Suddenly, it's a personal attack. Every tiny moment becomes a battlefield. Why? Because as long as there's chaos, she gets attention. She becomes the center of the universe, the victim, the star, the fragile beauty who must be saved. And the worst part? She will blame you for the chaos she creates. A toxic, drama-obsessed woman doesn't want solutions. She doesn't want peace. She wants intensity, the constant emotional high that comes from conflict. She may start fights in public just to make you publicly prove your devotion. She may test you with jealousy, threats, or ultimatums, all to see how desperate you are to keep her happy. And if things finally calm down, she sparks a new fire. Because stability threatens her need to feel important. This is where your mental health begins to crumble. You learn to fear the next explosion. You walk on eggshells, always preparing for the storm. Your nervous system never feels safe, even when she's smiling. Stoic philosophy teaches that a peaceful mind is the highest wealth, but a drama addict will bankrupt your peace without hesitation. Ask yourself this: are you always exhausted after being with her? Do simple conversations turn into emotional wars? Do you feel relief when she's not around? If so, you are not in a relationship, you're in a performance. And she's the director, the actress, and the critic all at once. Love shouldn't feel like constant adrenaline and fear. It should feel steady, supportive, and grounding. The right woman will bring calmness to your soul, not chaos to your heart. Here's the truth: you deserve a partner who values peace. Not someone who burns the world just to feel relevant. Stop letting drama masquerade as passion. Because the moment you choose peace over chaos, you finally begin to reclaim your life. Sign number 5. She is obsessed with appearance and material things. There's nothing wrong with enjoying nice things. We all want a better life, comfort, success, security. But when a woman starts measuring a person's worth by money, status, and image, everything becomes a competition, not a connection. A toxic woman obsessed with materialism sees life like a marketplace. You are valuable only as long as you can provide. If you buy her gifts, take her to fancy places, and constantly impress her, she showers you with affection. But the moment you can't keep up, her love turns cold. Suddenly, you're not ambitious enough. Suddenly, you don't care about her happiness. Suddenly, you feel inadequate, like you're failing a test you never agreed to take. She wants to show you off, not because she's proud of who you are, but because she's proud of what you can buy. Her validation comes from the outside world, the brands she wears, the restaurants she posts, the car she rides in. If others envy her life, she feels worthy. And in her eyes, people who have less aren't just less fortunate, they are less important. This kind of mindset will drain you financially, emotionally, and spiritually. You start running faster, working harder, sacrificing more, just to prove you're enough. But here's the truth: with someone like her, you will never be enough. Because her hunger isn't for love, it's for status. Stoic philosophy reminds us, wealth should serve us, not own us. A meaningful relationship is built on values, character, and kindness, not receipts. Ask yourself, does she appreciate your presence or only your presence? Does she compliment your heart or only your lifestyle? If tomorrow you lost everything, would she still hold your hand? Or would she disappear and find someone better? A woman who loves you for what you have will leave you the moment someone else has more. But a woman who loves you for who you are will stay even when life becomes simple. So choose the person who cares for your mental peace, not your wallet. Choose the person who sees greatness in your character, not just the clothes you wear. Choose the person who values effort, integrity, and loyalty, not labels and luxury. Remember, a relationship that revolves around money will always go bankrupt. Sign number 6, she never admits she's wrong in a healthy relationship. Disagreements are normal. Two people can see the world differently and still respect each other. But with a toxic woman, a disagreement becomes a war. She can make a simple misunderstanding feel like a courtroom trial, and she will fight until she wins, no matter the cost. Even when the truth is clear, even when the evidence is right in front of her, she refuses to say the words that could save the relationship. I'm sorry. I was wrong. Why? So she twists the story. Suddenly, you're the one apologizing. You walk away from every fight feeling confused, guilty, and defeated, even though all you wanted was to solve the problem together. This isn't love. A woman who cannot accept fault destroys the foundation of connection because there is no growth. Every interaction becomes a competition. You stop speaking your truth. You avoid difficult conversations. You silence yourself just to keep the peace. But that peace is fake. Because truth is more important than ego. Even if the relationship itself becomes wrong, ask yourself, does she ever take responsibility? Does she apologize sincerely? Does she listen or just wait for her turn to attack? If she values her pride more than the love you share, you are in a power struggle. And here's the truth, you deserve someone who can say, I'm sorry. You're right. Because when two people can own their mistakes, the relationship becomes stronger, not weaker. Never settle for someone who would rather win than love you well. Sign number 7. They don't respect your time. There's something deeply revealing about the way someone treats your time. Because time is the one thing we can never get back. Once a moment is gone, it's gone forever. And when someone consistently wastes it, they're sending you a very clear message. Your life doesn't matter to them as much as theirs does. Maybe you've dealt with someone like this. They always show up late, and not just a few minutes late. I mean, always making you wait. They leave your messages hanging while expecting you to respond instantly when they need something. And at first, you try to be understanding. Maybe they're just busy. Maybe something came up. You give them the benefit of the doubt, because that's what a respectful person does. But then it keeps happening, again and again, until you realize it's not about being busy. It's about priorities. They know your schedule matters. They know your commitments matter. They know you matter, but people who don't care, like you have an endless supply. It happens on the inside, too. Waiting for appreciation. You start rearranging your life around them while they barely make room for you at all. The Stoics taught us that time is our greatest possession. Honor it. Give it only to people who show up, who follow through, who treat your minutes like they re-precious. Because respect isn't spoken, it's shown in the hours someone is willing to give and the ones they refuse to steal. Sign number 8, jealousy and control. When love becomes a prison, there's a kind of love that doesn't feel like love at all. A love that watches, questions, and accuses. Maybe you've seen it, or maybe you've lived it. They want to know where you're going. They ask who you're talking to. They look over your shoulder when you get a message. They say things like, "I worry because I care. I just don't want to lose you." But then something shifts. Every coworker is suspicious. They demand your passwords. They search through your phone. They track your social media, your location, your life. Not to protect you, but to control you. But you can feel it. It's insecurity, it's ownership, because real love doesn't lock you in. Jealousy pretends to be passion. And that is the most dangerous belief of all. Not their thoughts? Not their freedom? When someone tries to control your life, they're trying to own what doesn't belong to them, your independence, your relationships, your identity. And the painful truth is, control only grows. What starts as love becomes a cage. You are not responsible for calming their insecurity by sacrificing your freedom. The right person will love your wings, not cut them. They will trust your heart, not chain it. They will celebrate your connections, not erase them. So, if you feel like you have to hide who you are, if you feel guilty for simply living your life, if love starts to feel like prison, then it's time to remember, your freedom is not negotiable. Love should give you space to grow, not walls to break through. So let's be clear. If a woman has even one of these behaviors, you should pay attention if she has several. Don't ignore the warning signs. Because love is not supposed to drain you. Love is not supposed to make you anxious. Love is not supposed to feel like walking on eggshells every single day. Kindness does not mean allowing someone to cross your boundaries. Compassion does not mean sacrificing your dignity. Loyalty does not mean losing yourself just to keep someone else. The Stoics taught us something powerful. A wise man protects three things above all else: his peace, his time, and his inner freedom. Peace, because without it, the world inside you becomes a battleground. Time, because it is the one resource you will never get back once lost. Freedom, because your mind, your choices, your soul, they are yours and yours alone. And if anyone tries to take those away from you, they are not your partner. They are not your love, they are your cage. Sometimes the strongest act of love isn't staying, it's leaving. Not leaving out of anger. Not leaving to punish them. But leaving because you finally chose yourself. Because you finally understood that you deserve a life where you can breathe, where you can grow, where you are respected just as you are. You don't need to prove your worth to someone who refuses to see it. You don't need to shrink so someone else can feel bigger. You don't need to destroy your happiness to maintain a relationship that's already destroying you. Walk away with wisdom, not wrath, with dignity, not bitterness, with gratitude for the lesson and clarity for the future. There are people out there who will love your peace, not disturb it, who will value your time, not waste it, who will celebrate your freedom, not fear it. When you release what is toxic, you make room for what is meant for you. So protect your soul, guard your mind. Honor your boundaries, because the moment you choose peace over chaos, that is the moment you become truly powerful. If this message spoke to you today, don't leave in silence. Hit subscribe to stay connected with more Stoic wisdom, more strength, and more truth that protects your peace. And now, I want to hear your perspective. Which of these signs have you experienced in a relationship before? Share your story in the comments, not for judgment, but for healing. Because someone else might hear your words and finally feel less alone. Thank you for watching and for choosing wisdom over chaos. Stay strong, stay grounded, stay free.